Good afternoon. National Federations representatives, Continental Federation presidents, board members, esteemed members, with immense pleasure, I welcome you all to the first annual general meeting of your Global Pickleball Federation. I pray for your good health of all of you and your family members. At the outset, I thank you for your confidence, response, and support extended to our organization. At this time, we are going to make a roll call. Cynthia, can you help us, please?
Yes. So, could everyone, just say who you're representing, and I'll check you out. This will be official, okay?
Nobody on Zoom can hear this.
Nobody?
Yeah, they have to make it known.
All right. So, we have, I can't say Ireland or Chile. We've got Canada.
Here.
Here. Peru.
U.S.
USA. Very good.
Chile.
Is not a member.
Ireland.
No.
No. Philippines.
Philippines. Yes. Dominican Republic. Yes.
Australia.
Thank you. Rwanda. We have Japan. Chinese Taipei. Hong Kong. Who else do we have here?
India.
We have Tunisia. We have India. Mexico.
And then in the Zoom.
And then in the Zoom. Yes, please.
Okay, we have Samoa,
Just hold on.
Czech Republic, Ecuador,
What?
Hold on.
Samoa, Czech Republic,
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Ecuador?
know Nelson from,
Ecuador.
I've got Ecuador.
Ecuador here.
Yeah.
Nelson from,
Where is Nelson from?
Asking.
Nelson, where are you from?
I'm here.
Asking who's from
Which country?
Northern Mariana
Saipan.
Islands.
Northern Mariana Islands.
Great, thank
South
you.
Africa is here also. South Africa.
Recording in progress.
Perfect.
South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Egypt,
Australia.
We got you.
Iran,
Thank you.
Larson,
Samoa.
Poland. Samoa? Got
Yes.
we have Slovakia,
Thank you.
and then I don't know Sina,
Iran.
Iran,
Iran.
got that? Thank you.
and then we have JAM. I don't know JAM.
Who is JAM on Zoom? Okay. We'll continue.
Okay. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay.
Sina,
Yes.
SINA.
Very well.
Okay.
For
Turkey,
Turkey, for all attendees who are over Zoom, please mute your microphones.
Turkey is here. Thank you.
It is my honor It is my honor to stand before you today as the president of the Global Pickleball Federation, reporting on our remarkable progress since our inception. As we gather for our first annual general meeting, I am delighted to share our achievements and outline our future directions. The first matter of my report is to outline the present board composition. Our GPF board is composed of 15 members. They are distributed as follows: 5 members representing continents or continental federations. They are representing the Oceania Pickleball Federation and also serving as secretary of the GPF from Australia, Jen Ramamurthy. She is following us right now online. Representing the Confederation of African Pickleball from Ghana, Kwabena Dauti Akufo. He's probably not following us online. Representing the Asian Pickleball Association from India, Manish Rao. Unfortunately, Manish could not be here. We wish him, his mother, good and fast recovery. Representing Europe from the Poland Pickleball Federation, Marcin Matisik. Marcin is also not able to follow us today. And representing the Americas from Mexico, yours truly, Javier Regalado. 6 at-large members chosen from their expertise and talents needed at this initial phase of the GPF. They are representing Chile and heading the legal committee, Chandler Carney. Representing the Philippines Pickleball Federation and GPF treasurer, Mike Johnson. From Ireland, and member of the coaching committee, Michael McDade. From Scottsdale, Arizona, and head of the marketing committee, Ruth Rosenquist. From Paso Robles, California, and vice president of the GPF, Steve Sidwell. 2 board members from USA Pickleball. USA Pickleball CEO from Phoenix, Arizona, Justin Maloof. USA Pickleball board member from Boston, Massachusetts, Mark Fabro. And 2 other members from Pickleball Canada. Representing Pickleball Canada from Calgary, Alberta, Cynthia Clark. Representing Pickleball Canada from Vancouver, British Columbia, Tony Casey. Our current board will have 1 more year of its 2-year terms, and a new board will be elected during our second AGM, which will take place a year from now on November 2025. During our first year of operations, we worked on building and staffing our organization defined in our bylaws, and also focus on our actions to achieve the purposes of the GPF enlisted there. As a result, we came up with the Activate strategic plan within our first 100 days. This plan, as its name implies, resulted in 8 action committees that work in conjunction with our 4 core committees. The key accomplishments of each committee are the following. Number 1, the membership committee. We have experienced unprecedented growth with 52 countries now part of our federation. This remarkable expansion demonstrates the global appeal of pickleball and our federation dedication to promoting the sport. Focuses on expanding our global reach and supporting each member country. Number 2, the Revenue, Sponsorship, and Partnership Committee. We signed a 3-year sponsorship agreement with Pickleball United worth $112,500 plus 1,500 free pickleball equipment kits, plus an additional 3,000 kits at $100 each one. Number 3, community development. We have created the grand vision of Pickleball for the World, GPF nonprofit organization. Pickleball for the World was established to promote mental and physical health through the love of pickleball by providing pickleball equipment, training, supplies to communities, organizations, and schools with financial needs. although we have been struggling in 2024 delivering equipment, recently we are beginning to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and we have started to send our first deliveries. Number 4, High Performance Tournaments Ratings and Rankings Committee. We are in conversation with leading organizations for an international rating and ranking system, and we are in the process of analyzing multiple proposals. The African Games was our first major sanctioned event. Congratulations to CAP for the incredible accomplishment. We are also working with the Asian Pickleball Association and the Pickleball Federation of the America to build an international competition system. Number 5, Competition Rules and Officiating Committee. We are receiving support from USA Pickleball to develop our rules and officiating policies, as well as training programs around the world. Number 6, Coaching and Instruction Committee. We have created a GPF endorsement program for any coaching and instructional certification organization that meets our defined quality guidelines. This program will guarantee a standardized certification program all over the world. We are in conversation with 3 of the leading organizations. Also, we have invited well-recognized instructors to share their instructional videos for our tips and clips, Reels from Pickleball Legends initiative. This initiative, designed by this committee, will help us connect and bring a great service to players of our members all over the world. It is an amazing program that will show how the GPF is working in helping pickleball grow. Number 7, the Marketing and Communication Committee. The committee has done a marvelous work in communicating our communication strategy. The committee is a catalyst that communicates GPF values and builds global recognition through industry conference and events, Pickleball magazine articles, media stories, our member newsletter, and social media, where we are collaborating with members and finding great traction in our launch year. Marketing Committee also initiated our International Court and Game Finder collaboration with Pickleheads and other altruistic partners. And number 8, the Multi-Sport Events Committee. This committee has worked on mapping the road for the Olympic and other international sports events. For the results of the 4 core committees, number 1, the Executive Committee has been working and negotiating conversation with external organizations that might have strategic benefit for the GPF. Number 2, the Nominating and Governance Committee. This committee has been driving the overall strategic plan, in particular transitions through the phases, monitoring strategic plan progress of all subcommittees, and establishing the roles and responsibilities of the country federations and how this aligns to the GPF. Number 3, the Finance Committee. We opened a bank account with the Bank of Montreal, set up spending controls and policy, and we are now generating finance reports to make our finance completely transparent. We received the first 2 payments for $12,500 each as part of the sponsorship from Pickleball United. We are in the process of paying back our initial operational expenses back to USA Pickleball. Number 4, the Legal Committee. We changed the name from Judicial Committee to Legal Committee. We clearly determine codes for drafting, publishing, code of ethics, code of conduct, judicial procedures, anti-doping, anti-match fixing. We clearly determine judicial appellate procedures, jurisdiction, and whistleblower policy. This is something that is being worked. We haven't yet accomplished that. And now moving on our areas of future directions for 2025. The number 1 priority will be to generate revenue. We need to find ways to increase revenues by expanding our endorsement, sponsorships, licensing, and membership fees. Number 2, continue membership growth. onboard the pipeline of qualified new members applicants, and encourage metrics to advance class member status through new players acquisition and development of strong KPIs. Number 3, international competition. We will be working in defining a GPF international competition system, including an inaugural Global Pickleball Championship. Number 4, development programs. We are launching initiatives to support emerging country federation and moving to phase 2 as soon as possible. And number 5, partnership. Collaborating with international organizations to promote pickleball and secure recognition. The Global Pickleball Federation has made significant strides in its first year, and we are poised to continue growth and success. I extend my gratitude to our dedicated members, committees, and staff for their tireless efforts. Together, let us continue to promote pickleball worldwide and foster a vibrant global community. Now, I'm going to introduce and pass the podium to Justin Maloof, who is going to talk to us about the history of pickleball. Thank you.
Thank you, Javier. Again, Justin Maloof with USA Pickleball. And today I just was going to share a little bit about the origin of international pickleball. USA Pickleball started the IFP back in 2010, and it was with the understanding that as the game was going to grow internationally, not everything could obviously be branded as USA Pickleball. So the IFP was founded that year. I started with USA Pickleball in 2013. So I'm entering actually, completing my 12th year at USA Pickleball. But when I came in and trying to understand the landscape and what the IFP was, it really wasn't at that time wasn't anything more than a website and a name. That was it. So as I've tried to navigate through at that time, what it was, we needed to either get active with it or shut it down, because it was just, it was like it was an initiative that the USAP board took on, said, look, we've got to have this. So they completed that, but it then really never materialized. So it was in 2014 that we got active with that. It was not a board. We, in essence, there were 4 of us that created just a task force. It was myself and 3 board members, and really took that year to revisit the bylaws that had been initially created, and then also we launched a new website for the organization. Was not a board. It was just a task force. The understanding too is that we needed to, if it was an international body, we needed to start having international members. So I think, Val, if I'm not mistaken, I think you were involved around that time and was the Canadian Pickleball Canada representative. And then in 2015, I think that's when we launched or relaunched the actual IFP with a seated board. Mike Hess from Pickleball Spain was the first president, and so it was the beginnings of at least an international body. It wasn't much. There were 5 or 6 of us at that time. We were meeting quarterly, which for any type of upstart, that's you're not going to make a whole lot of headway. And I will say, too, one of the challenges that we had was that those of us that were on that board were also on our NGB boards and dealing with, all of the upstarts and challenges that we each had within our own country. So, there's not a lot of leftover time to be dealing with international. So there was not. It's great that we had it established, but not a lot was happening with it. So. The one thing that we were able to achieve really was the creation of the Bainbridge Cup. So for those of you that have been around, probably familiar with that, that was really the first branded international tournament. The first one was held in Spain The second one was in Italy, and the third one was in Germany. And it was great. Every year it was getting a little bit bigger. We were having more international competitors. It wasn't large. They were, a couple hundred players, 300 players. It was kind of the USA versus the world, but it was a start. And there was some momentum that was building. A decision was then made to bring the Bainbridge Cup to the US, which didn't make a lot of sense at that time because, again, there's so many tournaments that were already happening in the US. There's lots of play opportunities, and we felt that it was important to keep that momentum, that international momentum building. So without getting into details, but that was one of the things that led to, in early 2022, USA Pickleball and several other countries withdrawing from the IFP. And again, I think it's pretty well documented as far as what happened from that time that those countries withdrew from the IFP, and in some cases also others that withdrew from WPF, to the creation and formation of GPF, which was exactly a year ago to the month. So here we are. And now seeing and hearing what we've heard thus far this morning, all of the growth and the infrastructure that has been built by the GPF, the various committees that are involved, just a testament to this group that is here in person. It's tremendous, because I think what we have seen is that GPF has been able to accomplish over the course of 1 year what others have not been able to accomplish over the course of nearly 15 years. And that is a testament to everyone that is in this room and for those that are joining us remotely. So on behalf of the pickleball community, I just want to say thank you, because without this group and for those of us that are joining us, none of this is possible. So thank you.
Next on the agenda, I want to introduce Mike Johnson, our treasurer, who's going to present our financial report. Mike.
Thank you, Javier. So, my name is Mike Johnson. I'm the treasurer of the GPF, and back in mid last year, it was July, I believe, we formalized the GPF. Steve Smith was our law firm. We submitted our bylaws and formalized the organization in the state of Utah. It was filed as a 501c3 nonprofit. This current year, 2024, in May, I submitted to the Colorado Secretary of State our annual update, and we received our certificate of good standing from the state of Colorado. So we are a 501c3. We're formally set up. Everything's organized properly. Legally, everything's in good shape. And I'd like to report to you today our financial status. Okay. I can't see that, so I'm going to work on my computer. Statement of financial position. Okay. So as Javier said, we have one source of resources, financial resources at the moment from Pickleball United. Let's see. On the statement of financial position, we have cash $21,041.17 in the bank. This is as of the close of this report. The report that we're reviewing today is a partial annual report representing the first 3 months of 2024. That's January 1 through September 30 this year. Okay, so our cash on hand, $21,041. Current assets, other, is $25,000. This represents receivables that we have on the books currently, giving us total assets of $46,041. Current liabilities, $10,396. This represents the cost of expenses incurred by USA Pickleball as they helped us set up and establish the GPF. We have since started paying them back, but again, as of September 30, the close, we have a liability with USA Pickleball of $10,396, giving us total revenue for the year of $36,644.66. Okay, next slide. I think we're on the same page. Cash flow? Okay, thank you, Javier. So cash flow from operating activities, $36,644.66. Again, we've got $25,000 on the books as receivables that's currently due from Pickleball United. Accounts payable, $10,396. This represents the money we owe USA Pickleball, and again, that's being paid at the moment, giving us total cash by operating activities of $21,041. Cash at the end of the period, $21,041. That's what we currently have in the bank as of September 30 this year. And finally, statement of comprehensive income. You know, since we have one source of revenue for the year and very limited activities, you can see our financial report's very simple this year, which is great for me. Okay, so our revenues for the year, $50,000, pretty straightforward. Gross profit, $50,000. Administrative expenses, $14,355. This represents some expenses that we incurred to attend a July activity in Las Vegas, and also, let's see, what else did we do here? Yeah, just some July activities that we attended an exhibit in Las Vegas. Okay. All right, that concludes my very streamlined, very short financial report, and I'll yield my time to anybody else who needs more time. Okay, thank you.
And now we are going to move to questions. There were some questions sent by email.
The first question was, how will GPF develop pickleball in Africa?
Should I repeat the answer? No, they heard. Okay.
Then another question is, how will GPF bring training to schools and governments in Africa?
Thank you, Ruth. Again, the Committee for Coaching and Instruction is currently putting together a program with organizations that will be endorsed as long as they comply with a certain guidelines of quality. And so the country federations would contact our committees, and that's the way we would implement the program there. Your name and your...
Yeah, so my name is Mo Larbi. I represent Tunisia, and I'm currently planning to organize an event there. And I know it's important to get as many members as possible to be able to become an individual federation, and also to get us all as a member of the global pickleball federation to the ultimate goal, which is becoming in the Olympics sport. So, for example, if I organize an event and I want people to attend and promote it, if since we have the system of the round robin in the app, if we can add a section where, for example, any person who is planning to create an event in any country, they go through the same app. So this will make everyone here aware of that event. Plus, we will have the details of each person that is coming to the event and convert them to members. That way, it will accelerate the numbers of members that will become, you know, later on maybe active member. And we're not like wasting those people who are interested. So this is the first part of the...
Okay. So Ruth, I don't know if Brandon's current portfolio will do that, but it's an absolutely perfect use of that application. Internally, we've talked about making a member country portal accessible for reasons like that. That's just one of them. But we don't want to have to be a confusing job to communicate with us, and more importantly, update what each member country is doing. So that'll be an active project in 2025.
Yeah, so forgot the second question. Yeah, but I think, the main focus is to capture those people's interest, because at the end of the day, once we do these events, and let's say we have many people attending, once that event is finished, we don't know who they were and how to contact them again. But if we get them all at the same time from any event in the world, then this will help us all, like, know, first of all, in an updated way, how many members we have from each country, the growth, how fast it's growing, and also convert those people. We know that when we want to do something, we know where to email them and everything. So yeah, that was my suggestion.
Yeah,
And if it's possible, to make it available for anyone, like the representative of each country, to use it during the event.
Well, again, let's find out what the abilities of that current system are. I think everything you said would be a tremendous feature, and some of those that aren't in there, maybe we could develop internally. So again, it's part of a program in, again, 2025, because that's data that we need to capture. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mo. Thank you. Any other questions? Then moving on to the last point of our agenda is the establishment of date and time of our next AGM. At this time, it's going to be determined on a later date. We are going to have it next year, sometime November of 2025. And so that's the end. Thank you. Wrap up. Thank you.